You know, if there's any justice in this world, the most heartwarming documentary of 2023 will be nominated for an Oscar. And it's not even an American or a British or a international doc. It's the true story of Mr. Dressup, the man we love to call Ernie Coombs. Now, Mr. Dressup, The Magic of Make Believe, which I just watched on Amazon Prime Canada Day, is the biggest tearjerker ever, maybe in Canadian history. If you're not a Canadian, if you cry, don't cry at this, you're not Canadian. My God, what a heartwarming event. Now, written and directed by Robert McCallum, and he co-wrote it with Jordan Christopher Morris. Probably again, one of the most important documentaries of the year. Now, the film profiles Ernie Coombs, a children's entertainer who created and starred in a long-running Canadian television series, Mr. Dressup, documenting his career and his impact on Canadian culture and entertainment. The film premiered at TIFF, where it was also announced for the 2023 Cinefest Sudbury International Film Festival, the 2023 Atlantic International Film Festival, and the 2023 Vancouver International Film Festival. And it was released to Amazon Prime on October 10th. Now, Coombs at his height, he's a morning kid show, which was designed mostly for preschoolers, where it had a series of puppets and games and crafts to teach young Canadians and a lot of the Boratown and young Americans the power of cooperation and loving your neighbor and understanding different cultures. It was basically so much of Canadiana. All these kids that grew up on Mr. Dressup as he got older saw him as an icon. When he stopped his show in the mid-1990s after his wife died in a tragic car accident, he used to tour. And, now teenagers would come up to him and said, you're the uncle I never had, and you motivated me to be a better person. Now, Rachel Ho of Exclaim wrote that one of the highlights of the film is the focus on Judith Lawrence, the puppeteer responsible for bringing Mr. Dressup's dependable pals, Casey and Finnegan, to life. Lawrence's contributions to Mr. Dressup have long been unacknowledged, not for lack of trying on Coombs' part, make her inclusion in the film incredibly valuable as she finally gives voice to experiences on the show. She concluded that tens of millions of us watched Mr. Dressup as children, and I reckon the majority of us never truly appreciated what he meant to us during those impressionable years. I sure didn't. The magic of make-believe not only serves as a reminder of the joy Coombs brought to our young lives, but also emphasizes the need for Mr. Dressup's patience and kindness today, more than ever. Victor Stiff of That Shelf also had praise for the film's inclusion of Lawrence and concluded that McCallum just delivered a feel-good film I didn't realize I needed in my life. Mr. Dressup, The Magic of Make-Believe is a charming, insightful, and heartwarming doc about a gentle spirit who dedicated his life to filling the world with joy. Now, I'm giving you a warning, ladies and gentlemen. If you're American, you're not going to cry at this movie because you don't even know who Mr. Dressup is. But if you're a Canadian over the age of 25, warning, you're going to cry buckets. You're going to cry like a baby because all the good emotions that we've lost or thought we lost when Mr. Dressup passed away due to a stroke in 2001 all come rushing back. Now, what's really cool for a lot of people is the fact is that the movie doesn't talk down to its audience. It basically said, we already know what you think of Mr. Dressup, but let's give you another spin on what he meant to us. So it talks about his early start coming from Lewiston, Maine, hooking up with Mr. Rogers, where Mr. Rogers and Mr. Rogers and the what do you call the Mr. Dressup team started in Canada, where Mr. Rogers came to the CBC with Ernie Coombs as one of his main puppeteers, and the rest is history. Sorry about that. It was another Amazon. The video was coming on, and I can't edit it. Now, you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dressup spent years and years being an American, a permanent resident in Canada before becoming a Canadian citizen. Of course, he's won the Order of Canada, been recognized with every conceivable award. But my God, just when John Kennedy died, the same thing what happened in 2001. But the story about how Ernie Coombs' son got home during the midst of 9/11 will break your heart to hear the pain his voice have to rush home during the midst of American terrorism incident to celebrate a part of Canada that we're all going to miss when everybody finally found out he was passing away. I give it 5 stars out of 5. It's probably one of the best documentaries in Canadian history because it's real, because it's us, and because it's Canada. And as we like to say in Canada, God bless Canada. If the world had more Canada, there'd be no wars. Thanks for listening.